No only fun, nothing? No? Okay.
That's zip.
Definitely being connected with with peers that are having the same interest and that want to achieve the similar goals as you.
In those communities, it's getting access to specific content that is a bit exclusive or that you just can't get anywhere else. That makes it a bit unique and want to go there rather than somewhere else. And indeed connect with like-minded people, being able to openly talk and explore certain topics that are really close to your heart, I guess.
I think the mix between the digital aspect of the communities that you're part of and then the physical aspect, you can meet new people more easily in the digital world if they're far away. The reach is way bigger in the digital world. If you meet those new people through communities, you can connect with them in the physical world. Like when you're traveling, we're part of travel communities. You meet them in this physical, in this digital world, but you can meet them when traveling abroad in the physical world as well. And I think the mix between those two worlds is also an interesting one.
I think it's really about having that emotional connect, where indeed you're supporting something you really believe in, but to that extent, you're not just supporting, you're participating in it. And it's about that trade-off in, as you mentioned, what is the degree of freedom that you give for people to be able to participate in it versus keeping a bit the control on the community.
They are part of a story that you write together. And I think the companies that do that well will benefit from it greatly. And for me, like a company that does that well, and that's where I'm then part of, in a way, is, for example, Patagonia, who have this beautiful interesting way of doing business, and that's why I support, that's why I buy Patagonia, and that's how I become part of the Patagonia club, the Patagonia community.
I read about Doodles, which is basically also a community that started during the NFT hype around like profile pictures with some nice pastel colored doodles, and the community really exploded a lot, and eventually they kind of closed it at some point to make sure that it grew in the right direction rather than going all over the place. And that really made that members of that community decided a bit on the direction that it was taking. And now it's really well established, I would say, and one of the leading ones in the pack.
A friend of mine tried to jog and to do his first marathon. Okay, perfect. It's a nice idea, a nice challenge. He asked people, do you want to join and just enjoy the pleasure of jogging? So it grows. Now a lot of people are joining this kind of event. So it's a first urban jogging community in Brussels, but the community exists for the sake of having a community, not for the not for a commercial purpose. Meaning it doesn't launch that to sell something, really to try to. And then now he's contacted by a famous brand, trying to do some collaboration, trying to help also. There are also extra services, so it will maybe lend to a good business in several months. But the first thing is that it was a real community of interest.
It's called the Sustainable Family, and they started just as two people sharing knowledge and tips and tricks on their Instagram, and they got so many followers that they really quit their job, and now they are a company having trainings on food, on travel with kids, on building, etc. So all these different elements of sustainable living, they combine under one roof, and it's a vibrant business, I can tell.
I think that it's a long-term kind of things. If you expect some short-term results, it will never be okay. So if you said, okay, let's just start that and then really try to bring an added value for all client of prospect, it will be okay. But you know, the pressure, the commercial pressure, the sales pressure will always ask to have some concrete result. And in fact, it's the wrong way, because you cannot build a kind of community of interest if it's linked to something where you need to do something really concrete.
As a brand or as a company, you need to find the triggers, or people can like absorb and see a lot of things passing by, but you don't have so much time to actively participate in all these ones. So you're probably gonna have to choose like a few where you actually want to spend your time, your precious time on.
You shouldn't start from your product or your brand to build a community. You shouldn't build to say in the runners atmosphere, you shouldn't build a Nike community or anything, but a runner community, people that are genuinely interested in running, in experiencing trails. And once the size of the community is big enough, you can start pushing a bit products or your brand, but you should start from a genuine human need or a want rather than start building it from a brand, because that's already a bit pushy.